You know what, Realm? We haven't done a video together, apparently, at all.
Yeah, we haven't.
I mean, you're my e-bro, and here it is. We've been doing videos with everyone else but each other.
Well, I guess it makes sense for the family to get together.
Alright.
So, I guess me and Scarlet are going to be doing this little co-op response to a little something that was requested to us by Morgan Hedgelinus, and it would have to be Power1x's video on Suit Up. I can never escape that man's name for the life of me. No matter what it be, I am always getting somehow involved whenever this guy's name is involved.
It's like, you know...
He's not even my mans.
He's nobody's mans.
Well, except for his sons. Hi-oh!
Oh! No.
But yes, I'm not really taking any pot shots towards Suit Up in this, except for that one, so excuse me for that. But it's mainly
going to be focused on Power1x, so yeah.
Okay, no, you see, it's like this. The first few minutes of the video, it already is like he was cutting him off like every 5 seconds. And already I'm getting, oh god, it's Rule 63, test the lioness. And yes,
oh dear god.
He has just as much no use in that video as Tess does, so you could imagine how painful it was for me to sit through that, because god damn, I made a commentary on that video, Tess did too, and that was horrible.
Oh dear god. If we were to make a commentary on this video, we would have a tally for how many no-you arguments he would use against Suit Up, and dear god.
Actually, no, that would be, kind of stupid, because no one does tallies anymore.
No one? Ah, that's... Yeah.
But it's like, if the one reason why we decided not to do a commentary on this, we would come off as ridiculously redundant as he was. And honestly, if all we were going to do is repeat the same thing over and over and over again, then it's like, what's the point? And because it's like, when you say something like at least once, twice, or maybe even 3 times, there's no real reason that you need to say it like 6 or 7 times, which is exactly what Power does. Which, ironically, he does say somewhere in his video where he's like, now, I've already repeated myself a few times with this, so I'm not going to say it again. Yet, what's he do? He says it
again.
Yeah, he says it anyway. But it's like this. Not only was the guy ridiculously repetitive, but a lot of the shit that he said made no sense whatsoever. But that may be because, it attributed to his very terrible speaking voice.
Either way, he couldn't read the script for shit knows what reason.
It's like, he sounded like Andrew the Soldier Hog.
Oh dear god.
It's with the word slurring and the stuttering with everything. And honestly, Scarlet, I could kind of say, like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the fact, he can't read a script. Maybe he was trying to do it unscripted. I don't know. That's just me. It felt like he was doing this unscripted.
If he was doing it unscripted, then I would understand why there were slurs, and I would understand why there was stuttering, and I would let that slide. But, if it was actually scripted, that's when I would go all over his ass, and I would actually start calling him out and just, saying how terrible he was at actually saying the lines.
Well, not necessarily, Scarlet, because it's like, I could also argue this. While a script may help to figure out what you're going to say, you gotta be able to learn how to speak the words, too, because it's like, I cannot stress this enough. He is not a good speaker. He is not a good speaker at all. He slurs his words all over the place, and he stutters like a freaking banshee. Like, he stutters like a hippie on crack.
Stutters like a banshee. I haven't heard that one.
What's up, man? Hey, love the trees. It's basically him throughout the entire video. I mean, you could barely keep up with anything he says because most of the time you probably can't even understand him, which for some of the cases, that was with me and Scarlet. We couldn't understand a lot of what he was saying. Like, let's get to the technical points that he throws out. Like, I like how he complains about how Suit-Up constantly is Bible thumping people because he's constantly trying to shove words of the scriptures down people's throats. Yet during the whole video, you could hear him going, "Oh, well, you know something? You should stop reading the Bible because that makes you delusional." And it's like,
Seriously?
Who are you to talk?
Seriously.
I'm dead serious. He was like that in the video. He was like, well, you shouldn't read the Bible because it makes you delusional. It's like, you're no better than atheists who tell people that the Bible's filled with nothing but fantasizing lies.
And he says that he's Christian himself.
Yeah, and that is the funny thing. A Christian telling someone that they shouldn't read the Bible.
Now that I think about it, yeah. Oh dear God. The fucking ignorance of that. And Realme has just derped. So, I guess there's only one thing to do in this whole entire, situation.
It just had to do that, didn't it?
Yeah. That's okay, I played Jeopardy while you were gone.
A Christian trying to teach a person not to read the Bible. That's like an alcoholic teaching a person not to drink a Heineken.
Yep.
Or a Budweiser, or a Bud Light, or a lager, any kind of alcohol. It's like, remember that scripture that God wrote in the Bible where it says, "Thou shalt not read the Bible"?
Oh yeah, I totally remember reading that in Sunday school.
Oh my God. It's like, I say that, but then the next time they remake the Bible, they actually add that in there.
Oh, God forbid.
But yeah, it's like, you say like, oh, you give Christian worshippers like me a bad name. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're bashing down the Bible.
Wait. Christian worshippers? Worshippers.
Yeah, it's like you worship a religion, so it's like you're a Christian, so you're a Christian worshipper.
Okay.
But yeah,
I thought that you meant like actually the actual person, Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's like, you say that you're a Christian worshiper and this guy's giving you a bad name. Yet here you are basically saying, "Oh, don't read the Bible." Like,
apparently he's a little bit more indecisive than other people that we have met in the past. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes, I know. Please don't make me reference that video Tess made. God, that was terrible.
Don't. I wasn't really referring to that, but okay.
All right, but it's, yeah, okay. But then there was another thing where it's like he was pointing, a lot of the stuff that, I am not kidding you people, was taken verbatim from so many other people. Like, I could tell throughout most of that video, he took what me and Loudon said in that not so helter skelter rant we made on Suit-Up, like straight verbatim from that video. And it honestly showed, because he was using the 7 deadly sins as an argument against Suit-Up to show, oh, you're not that great of a Christian, when it's like, contrary to popular belief, 7 deadly sins have nothing to do with Christianity. They really don't. That was a fuck up on me and Loudon's part, and I will admit to that, but it's like, no, the 7 deadly sins are not associated with a Christian religion. And I could even tell he was ripping it verbatim, because of all the things that he was listing down as the deadly sins. Like, even putting down gluttony and fascism. It's like, I'm sorry, didn't me and Loudon say something like that?
I believe you did.
Yeah, it's like, it's basically like, so you're basically just gonna come out and say that, oh, I'm just gonna rip these people off and make my own video on it. It's like, you basically jumped a bandwagon just to repeat what other people said.
Yeah, what was the point of saying
To get popular, Scarlet. That's why.
that?
That's the only thing that people care about in the commentary community. See who could get that subscriber number to go to highest.
Just all I gotta say.
Yeah, well, it's the only way, commentators can become YouTube partners.
What's so great about being a YouTube partner anyway? That's my question. I mean,
because it's the only way to make pennies off of petty YouTube videos.
Pennies off of petty YouTube videos. And you seriously want that?
Apparently. Remember, every penny counts.
My babysitting job pays much more than that.
Hi-yo! Another thing that and it's like, if he's going to come to this video and go like, dude, I was just trolling Suit Up, it's like, I'm honestly not going to be surprised if he pulls that. I was just trolling him, I was just trying to piss him off, but it's like, yeah, you were trying way too hard.
And not only that, he actually was trying to defend himself on his own video, like saying, "Oh, I did my best," or "lol," or
clearly it wasn't enough.
Apparently.
And I really, really hate that argument of like, "Oh, at least I tried." Well, it's like
you tried too hard.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not kidding. Most of his insults are like, "Ooh, where'd you get that? Was it stuck up your ass? Ooh, was it stuck up your ass? You're so delusional." Oh my god, the number of times he repeated that throughout the video. And it's like the whole argument with "at least I quote unquote tried." Well, you see, it's like this. That doesn't excuse your video of having issues. It doesn't matter if you quote-unquote try. Okay, we can probably give you a handshake for at least trying, but that doesn't completely exempt you from it. And that is a lame cop-out. I mean, it's not... it's like... It's the same thing as, like, taking a test and getting, like, a 64 on it. Well, at least I tried. Yeah, guess what? You still failed.
And the parents will not be happy when you get home.
No YouTube.
Oh.
Actually, I think that would be the benefit for the mankind.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No more test ripoffs. I think that would be the first time God would ever grace a man like me with something. It's like, Jesus.
No, if only that were the case.
Oh, my God, yeah. But it's like, yeah. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he was pulling the whole, well, I was just trying to see if I could piss him off and all that. When it's like, no. No, you weren't.
He's practically a dead topic anyway, and it's all done and over with. No one cares about him anymore. He's deleted all his videos. He's basically off of YouTube. He's not associating with anybody anymore. There's no point in actually trying to piss him off anymore because he's not there.
And besides, honestly, it's too easy.
It is too easy.
It's like, Jesus Christ. He rages in caps lock every time I say a single word.
Oh, God. I swear.
And it's like, the more and more I think about it, it's like, it gets sadder and sadder because it's like, Power, you made a video on Suit Up. How do you fuck that up so badly? Like, that's like screwing up a video on Fanfic Critic. How do you do that?
Oh, jeez. It's also kind of like, doing a vid on Vicious. You can't really fuck it up.
I should know that very well. Oh my god. But another thing that also really irked me is how he was all like, well, we aren't trying to completely mock you. We're trying to set you straight because you're ignorant. It's like, throughout most of the video, you were telling him that he had his logic so far up his ass. I'm sorry, that sounds like you're mocking the guy.
How is that supposed to be helpful in any fucking way?
That's basically on the lines of, like, he uses, like, the people who use the word constructive criticism but don't know what it means. It's like, the moment you start insulting a person, you're not constructive. You're not being constructive anymore. You are being 100% critical about it. Which, is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being critical. Just, I hate it when people lie to themselves like that. I really do. It's like, you're not helping anybody. You're just trying to make yourself look cooler. It's like, I know quite a few people who make videos where they get pot shots to people. Hell, I do it. Scarlet, you do it on occasions. Loudon does it. Youngblood does it on occasions. And, yeah, those guys' eyes know that, we're not giving constructive criticism, but, it doesn't matter. We're still being critical and analyzing what we're looking at.
And it's also somewhat a kind of form of entertainment to others. So it kind of helps to also have just a little bit of pot shots here and there, just to kind of entertain others that are watching.
Yeah, and it's like. And if you're going to make a pot shot, that's okay. But if you're going to be that kind of guy who's going to say, "Oh, well, I'm a nice guy. I'm a reasonable person." No, you're not. No, you are not.
The only way you could be a nice and reasonable person would be through the actions that you have made throughout the entire time that we had known you.
Which he hasn't. He's blatantly insulted people. He's thrown pot shots towards people. That's not a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. And with Power1x, he doesn't even really make it any better. He just kind of throws pointless pot shots that are irrelevant to the actual, point that he's trying to make.
I wouldn't say they're irrelevant. It's just they're redundant.
Mm.
It's like you don't need to throw out constantly like, "Oh, your logic's up your ass" like 50 million times.
Which he does.
Yes, he does.
Just, duh. It gives me a big headache when people repeat themselves over and over and over again, and it's a bitch to edit if we were to make a commentary on it. So, thank God we didn't.
Technically, you kind of repeated yourself there.
I did, didn't I? Fuck.
It's contagious.
That's the biggest problem with it, too!
Yeah, and it's also like, it's not really much like Power's points really stood up against anything, because it's like, because a lot of the things that, he said was wrong with Suit Up, he was the exact same way. Like, he's like, "Oh my God, you're so prideful and egotistical." Yeah, you're pretty high and mighty throughout that entire video, too.
Plus, before he actually started this whole commentary, didn't he also make a rant before that?
Yeah, he did. He did make a rant directed towards Suit Up.
If that was the case, then he's already said his piece. I mean, why would you want to add anything to that when there's nothing more to say?
Scarlet, you're talking with the guy who's made multiple videos on Suit Up.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah, but, well, honestly, though, I think there is a difference, though. I think there is a difference, because it's like, I just made a commentary on his ass, I was just talking about a video that he did, but then some of my other follow-up videos, I at least said a few things that were different from, kind of what I said from my other ones. Well, not completely different. Like, there were a few things there was stuff from past videos that I may have referenced. But in the end, it was all, me talking about something completely different in subject. All right. I think that might be the little difference there. But it's like, with Power, it's like, he's basically repeating what he said from a past video onto another one. It's like it's basically just uploading like a reboot of. It's basically rebooting his one video. That's basically the best way I can put it. Yeah. He basically rebooted his rant into a commentary.
And the point of that was
because we need to start a new thing in the commentary community. Quick, everyone, take your rants and reboot them in the commentaries.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, rebooting commentaries. When that day actually comes, I'm going to cringe and die. It's like, I don't like this commentary. Let's reboot it. No.
We got enough stuff that's being rebooted outside of the internet. We don't need it to come over here.
Yeah, comic book heroes. You're Spider-Man.
Superman.
Superman. He was killed by Goku, don't you remember?
No.
What do you mean no? He was killed in the Wizard magazine.
Well, screw that.
Yeah, we're all about death battle. But
Yeah.
it's,
Anyway.
but it's like, I really don't think there's anything else we can really say in this matter about power that we basically said here, because, like, again, we want to refrain from being too repetitive in this video, because then it's like we'll basically be no better than Power.
That is true. So, let's see. I guess my final thoughts on this is that, Power, yeah, you made a mistake in basically making a reboot, as we like to call it, of the same video that you did, but in a different format. So, take this into consideration, learn from it, and don't do it again.
Well, since you said that, let me state my final thoughts. It says a lot when you have me defending someone who I think is a faggot. It really does. And you know something? It wouldn't be the first time I've done this, because there are people who have who said really stupid things about, like, Funny Time 77, who I also think is a faggot, and it's like, how do you get me defending a person like this? Like, really, that is my one question. How do you get me defending a guy like this?
You know,
really. It's like, Sunup has been guilty and has even been proven to have flagging my one channel. And you're making me defend that. It's like, I love getting my channel flagged. It's like, Sean,
yes,
I want
Sunup,
to join
please
you
come
in the
over here.
limelight to flagged videos.
Yes, Sunup, please come over and flag me too.
All I have to
Seriously need a good flagging, and I need you to shove your religion down my throat. Yeah.
Things got kinky.
God forbid, no.
But honestly, yeah, it's like this. Power, please don't turn it into a Rule 63 test. I will start smacking bitches. So anyway, I guess this is Realm Wars the second.
And this is Scarlet Otaku saying farewell!